Hi there, lovely stitchers. I hope you're all well. So I'm out in the thread shed again this morning. I'm preparing for a couple of workshops over the weekend, and also I'm having a little bit of work done in the house, so it's quite noisy in there. So I thought I'd come out into the peace and quiet of the garden and make this video and do some little bits and bobs. So this week we are going to prepare our book cover, the front page. So I've just started doing a little bit of stitching on it, so I hope you can see that. This camera, it follows me around. So as I do it, I kind of struggle with it. Look. So yeah, here's the startings or the beginnings of what we're doing. So I hope you follow along. Super simple this week, nothing too taxing, just because obviously I am in a little bit of a mess in the house. I'm literally surrounded by piles of stuff from out of the kitchen. I don't know, honestly, where it's all going to go back in and how it all came out of there. I've only got a tiny kitchen, but you'd be amazed at the stuff that I've got in there. So enjoy, and don't forget, if you're new here and you enjoy the video, subscribe. So as I said, I'm doing this video in two parts, simply because I don't want to make it far too long, but it is going to be quite involved. So I've sketched myself a little drawing of more or less what I feel like I'm going to do. I might not stick to this. This is just a sort of guideline, but I wanted to start about thinking about my background before the actual shed and the gate, etc. So I'm just going to move that to one side and we'll look at the book. I've put all my pages into my book cover, and I've marked, I hope you can see, I've marked along where the end of the spine is going to be. And I did that with an aquatrick marker. These are available in the shop, or a version of these are available in the Moonlight Stitches shop. So that's the first thing I want to do. The next thing is go and have a scrap round. Find all your little odds and bobs of scraps. Some buttons, you'll need some threads. All kinds of bits and bobs. That'll be great. But for my background, once again, I am going to, let's just move that out of the way. I'm going to do some watercolour. Sorry, I'm just reaching over. I'm just going to move everything out of the way because I'm doing watercolour on just this bit, and I don't want to get it all over everything else. So I'm going to get a bit of a mop brush. I am getting a mop brush. And I'm doing it in watercolour this time, only because I know that some of you haven't got the access to the Inktense paint. I mean, they are expensive, and I don't expect everybody to have access to them. So watercolours work just as well. And if you've seen my other videos on it, you'll know. I'm going to just wet the page. I'm not going to go right up to the edge because it does leach up into the other page, into the fabric. So I'm going to do like a blue and then green. That's all I'm doing. Let's have a look what we've got. Sorry if you can't see me mixing. I'm just getting a bit of blue on the brush, and what I do is I just keep adding water to get the kind of colour I want. Don't add more. I don't ever add white. I just add water. So I'm just going to go up here and dab it on. And just make a little sky. I've just splashed over there. Doesn't matter. but it will take up quite a bit of paint. Okay, darker. That's it. I'm just going to dab a bit of just kneading just there, just to give it a bit of depth. And then I'm going to go greeny. Oops, that's taken black in it. Doesn't matter about this, what colour it is. It's just to sort of soften the background. Sorry if you can hear noise. I am having my kitchen remodelled. I think I mentioned it in a previous. It's not been the easiest of times. I'm literally sitting on a chair surrounded by everything out of my kitchen. So I'm struggling to work, and also with all the banging and crashing and goodness knows what else going on around me, it's hard to film. So another reason why I'm doing this in 2 parts. And I've already lost my line because I did it in aquamarker, didn't I? I'm a twit. But we know roughly. Gosh. Ah, dear. Right. That'll do. It will dry a little bit different colour. So don't worry about that too much. So I'll let that dry. But in the meantime, let's just mop that bit up. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little look at some of this brick work here. Zoom you in, see if we can, yeah. And I've just got fabrics that are darkish in colour, brick kind of colour. Yeah. I did get them all out, sort of beiges, and I thought that red brick every now and then. Maybe a bit of that. So I'm just going to cut out some strips. A bit like this. And then I'll make some little bricks. Okay, I'll do that. I did have a pot that I was going to put everything in, but I can't find it. That's another thing. I've got so much stuff hanging around now. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. This one. I'll just pop it in there. I'll pop everything in there. And they don't have to be even, and they certainly don't have to be the same colour. Do a few of those. Oh, and you don't have to do them straight lines either. Put a few of those on. I'm just going to make like a collage of bricks. These might be too big. We'll see. Maybe too big. Might be too. Might have to cut them down that way. Make them thinner, longer and thinner. You get the point of what I'm doing anyway. Just snipping lots of little snippy bits, which are going to be very fiddly. I'm just going to put them in that tub, in this pot, so I don't lose it. And what I'm going to do is I will stitch them on, but let's just get going along here. Just snip the pink edge off this. And that one. So anyway, you get the idea. You're getting the drift of what I'm doing. And get the pink shears, pink edge off. Just do it. So that's my bit of what I'm going to do, and I'm going to just stitch them. Well, I'm going to stick them first and then stitch, I think. And I will just do random brick shapes. So we can begin. I'll go away. I'll cut a few more, and then you can cut a few more as well. Cut yours as well. And we'll do. And then I'll come back once I've cut. Or what I think might be enough. We'll never know, will we? Okay. So I'll be back shortly. So I thought while I'm about just cutting out a few bits, I've done my bricky bits. Maybe not enough, but we'll see. I thought I'd do the shed, just a big bit of the shed and these two branches, trees. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And because I've got a pink shed in my garden, as you all know, probably, I'm doing pink. Oh, that was a good guess. That will do. That'll do nicely. Fab. So that's a big bit done. And then we're going to do a couple of trees. And I don't mind that these aren't going to be the same. Just make sure they're that kind of size. As I say, they're just bases. And I'll just give that a curve at the bottom. Just make sure I'm recording. I am. There we go. Let's find another one. Do you want that? Think that, don't you? Nice bit of liberty. Because I could always, yeah, do that. Did I say I've got the plasterer plastering the walls today. Is making a beautiful job, I have to say. But it's also levelling the floor out. So we've had to stop Reggie from going in. But the interesting part will be Gertrude, because she'll jump the fence we've made. No doubt. It's a bit square, doesn't it? Let's put that under there. There we go. That'll be nice. I know it's a bit. So, yeah, I'm going to pop that. Just waiting for my background to dry. And then I'll do these bricks and this. We'll pop them on. And then we can fill the rest in. So you might want to do this as well. I might have to find something for the posts as well. I think something like that would be nice, won't it? have we got? What have we got? Yeah, it's too bright. That one. Let's do it in that. I'm just sort of doing the biggish ones that I know. There. Ish. Right, I want it that wide. Do it in half. There, that'll do. I'm not going to cut those down. I'm going to wait. I know I'm kind of whispering. It's because I don't want the plasterer to hear me chatting away to myself. And I don't know why. I think I just feel a bit conscious, self-conscious, should I say. So, right, I'll be back when my background's dry and we're ready to start stitching on. Alrighty, so this is nice and dry. So I now want to put in my wall pattern for where I want to put the wall. So I'm going to come down here and across. So I don't want to go too mad. So I'm just thinking about where my shed is going to go. So we'll want to go there somewhere. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Where's my pen? So even though this is not, let me just have a quick look where was my, I feel like it was here somewhere. Let's go there. I'm just going to just measure it roughly with one of those. Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. So we'll just go there just for, I'll put some guidelines in now. Doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. So I'm going to about there. So, oh, some bobs of that stuck in me. So somewhere along here, around about, I don't know, there. So I want to put my wall in and my gate in. So gate post, ish. Again, don't have to be perfect. It's the whole point. Don't be perfect. So my gate's going to go here. And my wall is going to come out there-ish. So this area here, I do hope you can see. Am I zoomed in? There, sorry. I'll get you a bit closer in. I'm going to put my bricks in. So I'm literally just going to pop on these. And I don't mind if they overlap. That's absolutely fine. Ooh, might not have enough pins in this. Might not have enough pins there, so I'm going to try and get a longer one. I think that might be longer. No, not sure. So then I want to run my next one along the middle of that and have one there and a shorter one there. What have we got? I've got great big chunky fingers, that's what I've got. Don't want the same. Don't mind if I come over because I'm going to cover this up a little bit with my heat post. Keep going. I really don't mind if it's overlapping, like I say. Oops. Want one in there. Just going to pin these down just because I think they'll move about too much. But you see the kind of idea I'm going for. Oh, I can't pin that. I can. I'm just going to. You can use a, like I say, a little bit of glue, but I think you know the oh quilters, the old quilters glue. I'm just looking for some here. Might be easier. Let's have a quick look. But don't put too much on because of just because it is a bit horrid to stitch through. Yeah, don't go too wild with it. Just want a little dab. Just to secure it. It just, like I say, sometimes it's a bit stiff when you try to stitch back through it, so that's the only downside with it. So yeah, you could go along doing that. Bit of Interestingly, I don't feel like I've got enough fabric. Maybe I need to put a bit more, did I? Let's have a look. Don't want you. So just have a little faff around. I'm not going to make you watch me do all this because we could be here for weeks. So I'm going to do both sides of the wall, then I'll come back and we'll carry on. Okie dokie, so I've pinned, well, I've stuck them down with a sparing amount of this quilters glue. It's by Sewline. I don't have these in the shop, but you can, I think in the description box below there is a link. So I've not put the gate posts on. I'll do that after because I want to do those in a stitch that way. So I will pop those along there with my little house, my little garden shed. And I'm going to use some of my candy floss. This is shade 402. I just felt like I like this one. That's all. No other reason. No rhyme or reason. And as always, a chenille needle. And if you're new here, I love a chenille needle because they have a big eye and they're easy to thread. And I'm going to say that and I'm not going to be able to thread it. Of course I'm not. Oh dear. Oh gosh. No. Oh, why did you say that, Rachel? Why did you not just keep your mouth shut? Oh, I should just cut that bit out, shouldn't I? No, there we are. Yeah, they've got a big eye, so it does make life a little bit easier and a very, very sharp point. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to start with I've pinned it so I can get those pinned out of the way, is I am going to do running stitch. I'll just start out here so I can along take you out. This is, I'm going to have to go up and down because I've got this hem. So to do it in a traditional kind of running stitchy kind of way, it's a bit stiff to get through that at the minute until I get past it. And you can make your stitches as big or as little as you want. You don't have to do them straight. Wonky's preferred. I'm just trying to hold these in while I go along. I've got a bit of a gap there, but I don't mind. Just get the pins out of the way. I'm just going to pin that one down because I know that hasn't got a pin in it. So the plasterers have gone, and he's also laid a self-leveling floor because in the kitchen before, the floor wasn't quite level, and when I had the new oven, it whenever I baked a cake, they were slightly thinner at one end and fatter at the other. So yeah, but when I had the new oven, my dad and the son and heir fitted it, and they had to wedge it up one side so my cakes were level. Because in a former life, that's what I did. I made wedding cakes. And I'm talking a very, very former life. And every now and then, someone will ask me, can I make a wedding cake? And so I do. Because I like to keep my hand in, shall we say. Not very often. I don't do birthday cakes. I do for the kids. Well, no, actually. It was Heather's birthday yesterday, and I bought a Colin the Caterpillar cake. And she was 36. Only because I didn't have a kitchen to cook it in. That's my excuse, and I am sticking with it. Right, let's go back up here. So I'm going to go up and down, backwards and forwards, till I get to the end. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. Can you see what I'm doing? And it's just to tack them down. It's not to make it look like a part of the, well, not really. It's just part of the decoration. So I'll go away and do all that, and I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Okie dokie, so I've finished my, sorry, I'm just making sure you are zoomed in. Finished stitching that. I'm just going to pin this on. Just so I can stitch it on in a minute. But I will show you my stitching before I start this bit. Come over there. It's a bit wonky, but I don't mind. Everything's a little bit wonky. Just pin that on. I'm just looking to see if my lights started to flicker, so I'm just wondering if you can see it flickering. No, you can't. Interesting. I think it's on its way out. I've had it a few years. Right. So that's a little bit wonky. I think I might have to straighten it up somehow. A little bit too wonky. It's got a bit of a bow in it. A bit better. So what I did was I stitched all that. Just a bit of running stitch. And again there. And I'm just going to do the same up here. Let's have a needle. You'll do. We're not allowed into the kitchen because the floor has been laid. I did say, didn't I? I know I did. Let me start up at this end. And Gertrude has just come down and made a proper fuss because she wanted to go out. So I've had to move everything for her. It's probably okay to walk on now. I did say about 3 hours, but I was just going to leave it till the morning because Reggie will go in every corner and sniff every little thing, and there are some little wet patches of the latex I can see. So I don't want him to get that on his paws. Oh, here comes Gertrude now. So I'll... Oh! Did you hear that? Oh, that was a bit chaotic. That was Gertrude come back in. And across the door, I said, we've got a piece of sheet metal to stop Reggie and going in and what have you. She's obviously tried to jump over it, made a bit of a clatter. He's gone crackers because he's wondered what on earth's gone on. I've let him out anyway. And what we're having to do is, instead of going out of the back door to the back garden, we're having to go out of the front door, around the house, back through the back gate, and onto the garden. So he's gone tearing round the side of the house, chasing whatever I don't even know if he thought it was Gertrude. I don't think he did, because he was at full tilt and chased nothing, because obviously Gertrude had disappeared by this point. Back up the garden. So he's on hyper alert now. And I'm just worried that Gertrude's not going to want to come back in, but she will. She'll come. But it made such a loud bang. So he's back in, like I say, but now he's gobbling up his dinner. This has been ignoring all day because things have been going on and he's too nosy. Can't eat his dinner because he's way too nosy. Now he's gobbling that up because he thinks somebody's coming in to eat it. Oh dear. He's a comic. Ouch. So yes, Gertrude has gone scootling off back down the garden. She'll be back. But I've now left her a little gap to try and get through. But as I say, it's probably okay to walk on, but there's some wet patches still. So I don't want to have Reggie popping around in that. Gertrude, of course, will avoid anything that might get her ever so slightly dirty. She's forever grooming herself and very clean. I'm just going to move you over ever so slightly. Oh. So yes, I won't do much more on this in this video, but we'll add the trees and the house, and then that's us done for applique bits, well, biggish bits, and then we can go back and do some other, come back, should I say, and do some other bits the next time. So, of course, you can use Bonderweb to put these on, like I did in the Bougie Birdhouse page, which was this one. Let me just find it. Did use Bonderweb, and that works really well. You don't have to put all that stitching down, but it's 6 of one and half dozen of the other, really. You know, faffing about, getting the iron out, doing all that. So it's entirely up to you. But it does stop it from fraying, I will say. But I don't mind it fraying. I don't mind the fray. All's quiet on the Western Front for now. I think he's having a lie down. But he does get quite possessive if he thinks someone's entering the house, which is good. He's a little alert dog. But once they're in, he's all over them like a rash. All the workmen, this week and last week, he barks at them, lets them in, and then, he's wants a fuss. So, but it's just the alert, isn't it? To tell me or to tell us that somebody's here. Let's just put that back down there and have a little look at mine. This is getting a bit of a tangle. Right. I'm going to put my shed there, but I want the trees in first. I'm just going to pin everything down. Use there so I don't have to do a tree trunk too much. Same with this one. I'll move you across slightly. Here we are. And I'll pin them down and I'll stitch them on I'm going to have a look what thread I've got. Sometimes if you hit a little knobbly patch on this linen, you can't get your pin through. Like a little slubby bit. Ooh, put in there. Yeah. So I'm going to do a similar kind of thing, but what I thought I would do is in the tree here, I'm going to hope that you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like the branches. So I'll find some either dark green or brown thread. Not going to do too many. That'll do. That'll do. Let me see if you can see what I've done. I've just done some like branches. So I will stitch those in probably a back stitch. I'm going to go around the edge. I'm just going to do a little, just a little whip stitch on this one, all three. But I will match the colour for what I want. So let me go find. So I've got a bit of pink. You will do. Want something like that, don't I? Let's have a look in the. I'll just have a little look in my pot of silk ribbon thread. Oh gosh! If you hear a crash, it's me because I've got rather a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I'm back. I'm having to climb over everything. Yeah. So that will do for that. That's virtually that colour, isn't it? It's a bit too dark. Too bright, I mean. About that now. No. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. No. Ooh. Oh gosh. And all this lot of stuff, you'd think there'd be a colour, wouldn't you? What about that now? I've already got that one out. That one's too wrong colour. Don't think that. No. We'll use a let's find a brown. I think that one. What do we think? That one or that one? That one. Let's use a brown one of those. That was too bright, wasn't it? Right. Let's put the lid back on those before they go everywhere. Oh, got one there. And I'll find something that goes with that. Like an olive colour, isn't it? What have I got? Not too light. That might have to do, you know. A bit light, isn't it? I don't suppose it'll matter, but I suppose really I should have done this before, but usual as usual. The no plan. Shall we use that? and then it'll just look like part of the pattern. Yes. Righty-ho. Oh, why have I got that out? Did it fall out? Because I was going to use that, wasn't I? For that. So then, you probably won't be able to see what I'm doing around the edges. So I'm just going to just have a bit of a, let's do a thread. Get a thread. Oh, this one's rather long. Gotcha. We'll start at that end. I'll cut this in half. It's a rather long piece of thread. Just going to be mindful of how long this video is going for. What are you barking at? Let me just go and check in a moment. I'm just going to just start and show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go round. I'm going to come up here. And then I'm just going to go all around the edge and pin it down with a little tiny kind of overcast stitch. You can do blanket stitch, you can do cross stitch, you can do blanket stitch, you can do any stitch you want, herringbone, whatever is your go-to. But I'm just going to just do a little overcast stitch all the way around. Whip stitch, I suppose. It's not a whip stitch, but not quite sure. And you just want to be able to go underneath the fabric, come up a couple of millimeters and round. And that's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that all the way around this edge, all the way around that edge, and then I'm going to come up and do the house. So once I've done that, I'll be back, but I'm just going to go and check on what's happening because I can hear Reggie yipping, and I think he's gone in the kitchen through the little gap. So he's a nuisance. Okie dokie, so I have done my stitching. I know you can't see it very well, but that's what I wanted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the branches. Okay, so I am going to do them in, I think, a stem stitch. One of my favourites. Just come that side. If you're not sure on how to do a stem stitch, let me just get us in a position to show you. So you want to go into your fabric, into your cloth, and then come up next to the last stitch. Just want it that side of my needle. Okay. So take a stitch, come up next to that stitch, and again I want my thread that side, but for some reason it wants to stay this side. And you kind of get, I don't know whether or not it's picking that up. Like a rope kind of effect. So it looks a bit like gnarled branches in this instance. So I'm just going to follow the lines that I drew in with my pen, my water erase pen. think I might have to invest in a new lamp overhead. This is flickering ever so slightly, but it's making my eyes hurt. If anybody's got any recommendations for a daylight lamp that's I want a long thin one, I think. Have a look. I'll have a little look around. So I'm going to jump back down to there. Actually come that way. And we'll go that way. So just so I've got not a lot of stitches on, ouch, on the back. Big stitches, should I say. Can't remember whether I said in the previous video that I've been looking to buy a work van. So we've been various different places having a little look at different ones, just so we can have more space, basically. Harvey, who's my son, we use his camper conversion, and it's all very well and good, but we have to keep taking bits and pieces out of it so we can fit things in. So we thought we'd invest in our own. All good fun. I do like driving the van, and I completely change my personality when I get behind the wheel of it. So I've sat in a few, I've test driven a couple, going to have another look at another couple over the next couple of days, because I have specific kind of wants, if you like, for said van. Needs to be long enough so we can make a bit of a bed, a sleeping area, and a bit of a kitchen-y type thing for when we go quite some distance. Because at the moment what we do is we take my car and we take Harvey's van, then we stay in hotels, which costs an absolute fortune. And sometimes in the hotels, although they're always nice, you need a bit of home comfort. You need to be able to have your, rather than keep going down for breakfast, the same thing all the time. I sometimes just want some fruit and a yogurt. I don't want to. And of course, if you've got breakfast included, you feel like you've got to have it. So, yeah, I just felt like it'd be a bit more useful if we got a bigger van and we could make a bit of a sleeping area come dinette kind of thing. So looking forward to that. We are, I'm looking around and, oh, Reggie, what are you doing? He's just adjusting his little bed. For those of you that are new here, Reggie is my son's little doggy, and he's got a little bed just over there in the window seat. If you look at my video of me tidying up the craft room, you'll see his little window seat, and he's now adjusting it, all the cushions on it, because of course I tidied it up. And now it's going to mess it all up again. Right, I'm just going to put another one in there, another stitch in there. But yeah, sorry, got distracted. Just telling you about the van situation. So that's what we're going to do. Little bed dinette type thing. kitchenette type thing, just so we can, you know, in a little space for storage, just so we're not worrying about where we're staying. Because, as I say, if we're staying 4 nights, the hotel tends to be quite expensive. And the last time we went to Birmingham, we had a bit of a rough time because there was, I think I've mentioned it, cheerleaders staying in the hotel. And they were just allowed to run riot and kept us up into the wee hours of the morning. And obviously, we got to get to work in the mornings. And when you get to a certain age, standing on your feet all day at a show and then not being able to sleep at night is just makes you grumpy. So that was another factor. So yeah, can't wait for that. Maybe I'll share what we do a little channel. Actually, talking of sharing things, my moon garden, I have done a little video because I went out the other night and oh my gosh, the scent from the night scented stocks, the Nicotiana, I've got some other little things as well that I can't remember the name of, was incredible, but it was teeming. The whole thing was teeming with insect life, moths and bits and bobs. So I went back in the house and got my camera, my phone, and tried to do a little bit of a video. So I'm going to do another couple and see what they are like, and I will share because it does look lovely in the evening. And also I bought some little toadstool, tiny toadstool lights, which I've popped in to the border, and they do look adorable. They're only white, they're not red, but I've now run out of thread here, or very nearly. Typical of me. I like to get to the use the bitter end. Will I get another stitch? I will. So yes, I will share that. Just as I say, I am kind of just getting a few of the videos together. Right, let's put you there. Straighten you up. Now that I'm going to call done for today. Do you see I put branches in? They look really cool. I won't do it on this one because this is a denser, but I might have to put a bit of a tree trunk in. But I'll, depending on what I put there, I'll see. So that's my finished page for today. Oh, this part of it. In the next one, you'll want some threads. Again, some fabric scraps of your choice. Because I'm going to make some plant pots. Let's just get the book back out. So I'm going to do a couple of plant pots, a little watering can. Maybe do some bits and bobs on the shed. We want a door, don't we? And I might do it so it opens, we'll see. But we want some buttons probably, but lots of threads. Lots of threads, bit of fabric, some buttons, bits and bobs that you can put on. We'll do the gate if we get time. But we'll just sort of build this up first and then we'll come back and do this. But we'll want a path as well. So, you know, like I say, I'm just trying to break it down into a bit of a smaller video. So the next time we'll see how far we get and we will carry on. So Happy stitching, everyone. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, all that kind of thing. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you've got any ideas for next time. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.